Welcome back. So in this beautiful video, I'm going to share with you a gorgeous release that I've had around energy and around my mother. There, I said it. So, because so much has been coming up around my mother in the last, well, I think it's been a month now. You know, there've been comments that have come through and questions that have come through that have allowed me to look at this situation with more clarity. The first thing I wanted to share in this video was this gorgeous story that I read yesterday on Facebook. And it's the story of a monkey. And the monkey is sitting up in a tree on a branch. And he looks down into the water. And he sees a fish swimming. And you know how fish swim, right? And he looked down and he thought, oh, this fish is struggling. I must save it. So he climbs down the tree and puts his hand into the water and pulls the fish out and takes it up to a high branch in the tree where he watches it flop and flop and flop and flop until it dies. I thought it was such a beautiful story because this is what judgment does. We judge when we look at another. We judge. Oh, they're struggling. Oh, they're suffering. We think we are in a better position. We think it's our job to fix, to heal, to change another person. But when we do that, we are not looking at them through the eyes of love, because the eyes of love will always tell you that that person has their own spiritual path, just as you have your own spiritual path. Now, I think it was last Friday, I had this gorgeous release with my mother because it had been 2 weeks that she was in my awareness, in and out, in and out, in and out. And I was going over in my head, over and over and over. I think it was after the live stream. I was talking about it. And Marcel, bless his heart, kept telling me that I needed to forgive myself because I spent my whole trip over there apologizing to them because I just want to move forward in love. You know, not with all of that that's already passed, that's already done, that can't be changed. It's done. I can't undo what I've done in the past. And to be honest, Marcel, to me, they weren't mistakes. I can't apologize to myself because I know in my heart that I had to go through all of that. That experience with my first partner. I had to go through that. I needed to learn that I am good enough. I needed to know that for myself. And everything else that I've been through that's got me to this point in my life, I know in my heart was necessary for my path, for my journey. I don't need to apologize to myself. I don't need to forgive myself for the things that I came to experience on a soul level. I know that I chose all of it. What was stuck in my system was that I didn't want them to suffer. I didn't want my parents to suffer for anything that I had done. I didn't want them to be hurting over things that I've said or things that I've done out of my unconsciousness because I wasn't awake yet. I was still living out my human experience. And now that I am awake, now that I am aware, I wanted to ease their suffering. I wanted to ease their pain. I was the monkey in the tree, and they were the fish in the water. And what I understood, you know, it was a moment I was talking to my mother-in-law and she keeps asking me to send them text messages. Because as a mother, and I am a mother, I understand that at least when you're getting a message, you know that they're thinking of you. Your children are thinking of you. But in all honesty, every time I would send off a message, a text message in this last year since I've been back, and they're not talking to me, they're not responding, I feel this energy the instant I send it and I press the send button. I feel this energy when I see the 2 ticks that it's been read of, I don't want this. I don't want you in my life. I don't want you to write to me. I don't want you here. I am done. There's this negative energy that I keep feeling it in my system. And I thought, why am I doing this? In part, I feel there is a conditioning as a child to always want to please your parents, to always want to make them happy, to always want to love them. Because this is what we want as children. Yes, we want them to love us. But more than that, we want to love them. We want them to know how much we love them. Our parents. They brought us into the world. And so there's that in my system of not letting go, because if I do, then they will believe that I don't love them and that I don't care. And then I received this gorgeous download that just because, actually it was talking to my daughter, she was trying to find the right words and she couldn't quite put it. The word attachment kept coming up for her, attachment. And then as she kept saying that word attachment and it just wasn't clicking, I got this download. Just because I don't send them messages doesn't mean that I don't love them. Just because I don't do the things that are expected of us as loving, doting children, it doesn't mean that I don't love them. And to me, loving them is more about letting them go, because I know that my dad suffers every time he receives a message and he can't respond. And in that moment that I received that information, that just because I don't call them, just because I don't send messages, it doesn't mean that I don't love them. I felt this huge weight come off my shoulders, because there is nothing I can do. It is insanity to keep doing the same thing over and over and over and to be expecting a different result. When I have watched them do this so many times with everyone else. And I know in my heart, when they shut someone out, that is it. Until they decide that they want to be in this person's life again, for whatever reason. Sometimes that happens. There's an opening and they will. But as they've gotten older, they've become more. They hold on to grudges more. They close that door more. And so I have to leave it with them now, because I had this huge vision as I was thinking, okay, I don't have to send a message to know within myself that I love them. I don't have to be calling them every 5 minutes knowing that they're not going to pick up the phone because my name's going to show up on their mobile. I don't have to call them. I know within my heart that I love them. I love them. Unconditional love. Enough to accept them as they are and allow them to have their experience. and not judge that they're suffering because of me, and not judge that I need to alleviate their pain. Their judgments, that is not love. I am not accepting that this is their experience that they came to have. When I do that, when I judge all of that and I don't accept, well, this is who they are. This is what they came to experience. And then I had this wonderful vision that our energy is like logs, wooden logs. And there's all these different fires in the world. There's the fire where there's the war. There's the fire where there's peace. There's the fire where there's your parents. There's the fire where there's your children. There's your fire where there's a partner. And our energy, because we are energetic beings, are like wooden logs. We decide where we are putting our wooden logs. Are we putting it into war? Are we placing our focus on the war in the world? When you put your logs into that, you are expanding that. You are making it bigger. You are growing that. Because you're putting your energy into it. Everything is energy. As soon as you focus your energy into something, it is expanding. It is in your awareness. It is expanding. We choose in every moment where we are placing our energy, where we are placing our wooden logs. Are we placing it into peace? How often in the day do you sit and really think about what peace looks like, what peace feels like? How often do we put our wooden logs into that? Even if that peace is just in your home and around the people, with the people that are around you. Even if we just start there. Imagine if everyone started doing that. And taking our energy out of focusing on things like war. If we all started taking our wooden logs out of that, that fire would dissipate. Same with my parents. All this time I've been putting my wooden logs, my energy, into that, into healing their pain, into making their suffering less, lessening their suffering. Wooden logs, my fire, my energy. All this time I've spent a whole year putting my energy into that. And the moment I realized, wait a minute, that's my energy. Yeah, I'm going to take that back now. Because I can't change that. It's not my job to fix that. It's not my place to change it or to fix it or to do anything with it. So I'm going to take my logs back from that. I'm going to take my energy back from that. And instead, I was shown that I am here to be unconditional love. What's been coming up a lot lately is that I am one of the way showers, if you like, of Christ consciousness. Now, when you hear the words Christ consciousness, let me know in the comments what comes up for you. I'm completely getting covered in tingles right now. I know Jesus is smiling. I'm finally listening to him. Okay. So, Christ consciousness for me is unconditional love. Love without conditions. Without conditions. And it is very different this time around. This responsibility has not been placed on just one man as it was the first time. There are many of us that have been called to do this beautiful work, if you like, if you want to call it work. Why? Because each of us speaks in a different way. Each of us attracts a different audience. Some of us are highly educated and we use big fancy words, and that is to attract that audience, the ones that are highly educated and only respond to complicated language. You know, others come in and they're these beautiful beings. I mean, I've spotted so many so far. Some have a language barrier. You know, this language isn't even their first language, but perhaps their first language is where they're meant to be attracting their audience, and they're not even aware of that yet. But we are energetic beings, as we said in so many previous videos. So it is not about the words that we bring forward. It's about the energy, the love that we bring forward, the unconditional love. And you can only know for yourself if it's right for you or if it's not right for you. You have to feel within yourself if it resonates. Because from the people that I've been speaking to in this beautiful community, there are quite a few that I feel are here for the same call. Are here to do the same work. To be this beautiful unconditional love, however that looks. It may be just working in your community, doing certain services. You know? Only you can know your path. But I have a really strong feeling that there are a few of you here that are here to do the same work. And you'll know it because as soon as I said Christ consciousness, something would have aroused within you. Or as soon as I said unconditional love, to be the unconditional love in the world, something would have stirred inside of you instantly. Because I know every time Jesus tells me that we are here to be Christ consciousness, I always get tingles, or I always get a, you know, there's something that it's like my energy's like, woohoo, yes, this is what we're doing here. It's like a celebration that goes on inside, you know. And I've always known this from quite little. I would see people suffering and I would want to ease that suffering somehow. But for me, what has come through in the last 2-3 weeks is to be this Christ consciousness, to be this unconditional love. Our energy must be unwavering. It cannot be dabbling in negative circumstances, things that we cannot change, things that we cannot control. We place our energy there, knowing full well nothing can be done. Perhaps it's not meant to be done. That is that person's journey. And another thing that comes up a lot lately is what if they have been taken out of my life so that I may focus entirely on being the unconditional love. Placing my focus completely on just being love and nothing else. We scatter our energy when we place it on this that we can't change. We place it on that we can't control. All the while, we were never meant to change that. We were never meant to control that. That's not what we're here for. We are here to be the unconditional love, so unwaveringly that others feel this energy within. They feel your energy and it awakens in them this beautiful unconditional love that they are too. Because in essence, it is who we are. It is who we always were, and it is who we will always be. This beautiful unconditional love. When we step back into that beautiful energy and we emit this into the world, it shifts everything. My daughter knows straight away. She knows when, I've been caught up in all of that with my parents. We've had lots of conversations. She knows when something is not right with me. And she will do anything she can to get me back to center. And even my beautiful husband, he knows as well. Usually I'm very joyful, I'm very playful, I'm really goofy. For those who don't know me properly, I'm always making jokes, I'm always making pranks. I'm like one of the silliest persons probably that exist on this planet. And I just love being that. Because for some, perhaps laughter, being joyful, is a reminder that this is who we are too. We are joy. This is who we are. At our core, we are joy, bliss, love. All of it. So today I take back my energy from all the things that I cannot change, from all the things that I cannot control, from all the things that are not mine. And by that I mean my path. They're not meant for me. All right, my beautiful beings. So if that helps, you can say that to yourself. Today I take back my energy. I take back my energy from all the things I cannot change. I take back my energy from all the things I cannot control. I bring it all back into me so that I can be the love that I am. All right, my beautiful beings. I love you guys. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. And share this beautiful message. That we may expand together as a community in love. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all that you contribute to me on my journey. Bye for now.